In 2020, at the venue, the Royal Rumble, the 21st entrant would come out, and on that day, I saw clearly Edge Adam Copeland would return to the WWE 9 years after he was forced to retire. He was back and in the Royal Rumble, not as a celebrity or a guest appearance, but he was actually wrestling in the ring. He entered the ring and it was spear, spear, spear to all the Royal Rumble entrants. He would be part of the top four with Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns. Edge and Randy Orton formed an alliance. Rated RKO was back. But the snake that Randy Orton was, tried to throw Edge over the top rope, but Edge reversed, throwing Randy Orton over the top rope, thus leading to a feud between Edge and Randy Orton. The match was set at WrestleMania in a last man standing match. The two wrestlers made it personal, with Randy Orton attacking Edge's wife. The match was set at WrestleMania 36 behind closed doors. The two wrestlers would wrestle throughout the entire WWE arena in one of the slowest matches I've ever seen. The match would end with Edge hitting a concerto to Randy Orton on top of a truck, and Randy Orton was unable to get up by the count of 10. But this would lead to a second match that would take place at the Backlash pay-per-view and be marketed as the greatest wrestling match of all time. And it didn't fail to deliver. The match began with a cool greatest showman, like that style of entry, and there were different camera shots from inside the ring, like a top camera shot, and WWE heavily invested in this match. It went on for around 45 minutes. We saw the pedigree, the rock bottom, various moves. But during the match, Edge would tear his tricep. Randy Orton would pick up the win and Edge would be out for a while. Edge returned like he did last year in the 2021 Royal Rumble, announcing himself as the number 1 entrant. But at number 2 was Randy Orton, kicking off the feud that they had left off at Backlash. It would be Edge who would be the last man after eliminating Seth Rollins, believing he won the Royal Rumble. But from behind, the snake, Randy Orton, to eliminate Edge, take revenge from 2020. But no, Edge would reverse it once again and Edge would win the 2021 Royal Rumble. Edge would set off on his own quest, leaving Randy Orton behind. Edge would spear Roman Reigns at the 2021 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, challenging him to a match at WrestleMania. But then, and Edge's words, not mine, the indie midget inserted himself in a feud of two titans, as Daniel Bryan would be added, making the WrestleMania main event a triple threat. Daniel Bryan would take on Roman Reigns in the Fastlane pay-per-view, but Edge would cost Daniel Bryan the match, hitting Daniel Bryan with a chair when Daniel Bryan had Roman Reigns tapped out. The match at WrestleMania 37 was set. It would main event night 2. This match seemed like it was it. It was it. Finally, Edge would win the title that he was forced to relinquish 9 or 10 years ago at this point. But no, Roman Reigns did a concerto on both Edge and Daniel Bryan, stacking and pinning both men in the main event of WrestleMania 37. Edge would be gone for a while, but not gone for too long, as Roman Reigns would cut a scathing, conniving promo saying that he's beaten them all, he's beaten everybody. But Roman Reigns on that day hadn't seen clearly, for Edge would come out, attack Roman Reigns, and would ask for a match and Money in the Bank. Finally, we got the match that we longed for, the match between Roman Reigns and Edge that was scheduled to main event WrestleMania 37. And this match was amazing. By far, Edge's best match since he returned to the WWE ever. Not even up to the point, but just ever. A beautiful match these two had, but it would be Seth Rollins who would super kick Edge when the referee was taken out, would distract Edge, leading to a spear by Roman Reigns and a Roman Reigns victory. Edge had his eyes set on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins hated Edge. We don't know why. Seth Rollins believed it was him. It was him who should have been the one to challenge Roman Reigns and not Edge. Edge was an old man who should be retired and he should be out of the WWE. This led to a great feud between the two men. The match at SummerSlam was amazing. Edge would win with a submission hold, a choke hold, and Edge brought back Brood Edge, throwing or dropping black blood on Seth Rollins during a segment on SmackDown. We truly saw the dark side of Edge during this feud. Edge would win the first match with a submission hold, but Rollins would win the second match with a curb stomp. And during this match, it was as if Edge had died. He passed out, and they built the storyline perfectly. The storyline revolved around Edge's neck injury and a curb stomp that could end Edge's career. Edge tried to avoid the move throughout the feud, but as Rollins would hit 3 at the MSG edition of Friday Night SmackDown, Edge would pass out, he'd be rushed into the hospital, and Rollins didn't know what to feel. He was lost, he didn't know what to feel. Edge had passed out, but it wouldn't be for long, for Edge would attack Seth Rollins on another edition of Friday Night SmackDown and challenge him to a Hell in a Cell match at Crown Jewel. This match would open the show, and that year would be the match of the year. What a match this was. One of Edge's best matches in the WWE. Edge would pick up the win, and rightfully so, beating Seth Rollins at Saudi Arabia. Towards the beginning of 2022, Edge found himself in a, let's say, weird feud against The Miz. This led to a match between Edge and The Miz at the Day 1 pay-per-view. Maryse would try helping The Miz by slapping her purse, which had like a brick in it, to knock out Edge. But Beth Phoenix would come to the aid of her husband, and Edge would beat The Miz at Day 1. This would lead to another match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, a mixed tag team match. The Grid couple, Edge and Beth Phoenix, versus the It couple, The Miz and Maryse. Of course, Edge and Beth Phoenix won. Not a notable match by any means. We move towards WrestleMania. A month before, Edge found himself without a WrestleMania opponent. So he laid out an open challenge, which would be accepted by the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Now the problem arose. Both men were baby faces at the time. So who turns heel? AJ Styles presumably, but it would be Edge who would hit a low blow on AJ Styles, attacking him as he made the challenge. We saw a side of Edge we didn't expect to see. A dark side of Edge. A ministry type Edge. He would sit on a throne and cut these dark promos in dark rooms with candles, and he told AJ Styles that WrestleMania would be his judgment day. He promised he would beat AJ Styles, and that is exactly what happened, as Damian Priest would interfere during the match, distracting AJ Styles, preventing him from hitting the phenomenal forearm, and Edge would pick up the win as he would kneel to Damian Priest, and Damian would join the Judgment Day. But another match would take place between Edge and AJ Styles after the disappointment at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania Backlash, Finn Balor would try to help his friend AJ Styles, but he would help him in vain, for another hooded member would attack AJ Styles, allowing Edge to pick up the win, revealing herself to be Rhea Ripley. Thus, the Judgment Day was formed. Rhea Ripley, Edge and Damian Priest, a group for outcasts, wrestlers who have untapped potential. Edge would come out to a new theme by place, but this would be a 3v3 match. Liv Morgan, Finn Balor and AJ Styles versus Rhea Ripley, Edge and Damian Priest at Hell in a Cell. The Judgment Day would be successful in this match as well, beating AJ Styles, Finn Balor and Liv Morgan. Edge's persona had changed completely. From cool, brood Edge, coming out on fire with sunglasses, purple lighting on the throne, with a dark, scary gimmick that we just wouldn't expect from Edge. Edge as a heel, it just didn't work. Edge was just a natural face at this point in his career. Back then Edge was a great heel, but now it just wasn't working. On an episode of Monday Night Raw, the Judgment Day would announce that there was a new member in the group. It would halt. This led to Edge being out of action. The Mysterios, obviously friends with Edge, the good guys that they are. They friends with Edge obviously from the Roman Reigns feud. Edge would return during the match between the Mysterios and the Judgment Day. He would come out on this throne with fire, a really cool entrance. He would return, spear Damian Priest, spear Finn Balor, attacking the Judgment Day, costing them the match. Thus, we got Edge and Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest at Clash at the Castle. Rey Mysterio and Edge would stand tall, but Rey's son, Dominic, would hit a low blow on Edge, turning his back on his father and joining the Judgment Day. A match between the Judgment Day's former leader, Edge, and his new leader, Finn Balor, was inevitable. We got a match between Edge and Finn Balor at Extreme Rules in an I Quit match. And this match was just crazy. Some crazy spots during this match. The Judgment Day would interfere, and so would Edge's wife, Beth Phoenix. But that was a mistake. Rhea Ripley would torture her, torment her, hit her with brass knuckles, and threaten to hit a concerto on her. And Edge would quit the match. He would say the words, "I quit." But Rhea Ripley wouldn't relent. She would still hit the concerto as a hopeless Edge laid over the lifeless body of his wife, Beth Phoenix. We wouldn't see Edge until the Royal Rumble. The three members of the Judgment Day, Dominic, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, were in the ring as Edge would come back, and it looked as if they've seen a ghost. Edge was enraged. He would spear all three men, eliminating Balor and Damien, but Dominic would eliminate Edge. This would lead to an all-out brawl. Rhea Ripley tried to attack Edge, but Beth Phoenix would come behind and attack and spear Rhea Ripley, leading to a match at the Elimination Chamber. Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. The match would end with Edge and Beth Phoenix standing tall, beating Balor and Ripley. This would lead to a penultimate match between Edge and Finn Balor at WrestleMania 39 inside Hell in a Cell. The entrances for both men were amazing, and the weapons were colored purple and red color, red for Edge and purple for Balor. Ultimately, Edge would win the match surprisingly, although I think many of us believe that Finn Balor would pick up the win. Balor got injured mid-match. He cut his head open in a really unfortunate injury. The match was cut short, but it was still a great match with some really cool spots. There was a coup de grace from the cell, the steel cage, and he did the double stomp through a table. Edge would pick up the win, ending the feud between the two. However, Edge's time in the WWE was coming to an end. His contract was set to expire. Not many feuds left for Edge in the WWE. Edge was set to have a match with Sheamus in Toronto in Canada for the sake of having a match. Sheamus, one of Edge's good and close friends. Edge is the one who mentored Sheamus when he was in the WWE. Edge and Sheamus would main event the Toronto edition of Friday Night SmackDown, and Edge would beat Sheamus in his penultimate match, revealing to the Toronto crowd after the match that this would be the last time he would wrestle in front of them. A truly sad and emotional ending for Edge in the WWE, as Edge had set his mind to jump ship and go to All Elite Wrestling trademark. A run that was so short but filled with so many memorable moments and memorable feuds against the likes of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, The Miz, and Finn Balor. A great last run would come to an end. And to answer the question, how good was Edge's final run in the WWE? It was rated R, an R for really exciting and electrifying. And on this day, that I see clearly.